She's black and vocal, vocal, vocal. She's black and vocal as fuck, vocal. She's black and vocal, vocal, vocal. She's black and vocal as fuck, vocal, vocal as fuck.
What up, what up, what up? It's Sean Janae, aka Soul Sister. It is episode 7 of Black and Vocal as Fuck. Is that the name back? Or is it verbal? Verbal, vocal, vocal, verbal. Black and something. Black and proud. That's what the fuck I am. Okay, y'all. What up? I am so glad y'all are tuning in today to watch me with my beautiful guests to the right and the left. These are my cousins sitting next to me, and today we are going to talk about the humble hustle of women in athleticism and in professional ball. So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna try my best not to intervene and interfere because I know so much about both of them. But that's gonna be hard because y'all know I do a lot of talking.
And we need that. We appreciate that.
Oh, she being nice. God damn it, y'all. I don't know what's about to happen. She's never nice to me.
But, hey,
It's
I
about
think-
to go
I think
down.
your timing is good because women's sports is like at an
on
all
the
time.
up.
Well, who are you, ma'am? Because you haven't introduced yourself.
Oh, sorry.
yet.
I'm Bree Gunnels.
The Bree Gunnels.
The Bree
Google,
Gunnels.
Google her.
BG.
Google her. Who are you?
I am Trina Gunnels, Trina Brantley Gunnels.
Okay.
Maiden name Brantley, known better as Gunnels, Coach Gunnels.
All right. And who are you to her?
That is my daughter.
Okay. So, y'all know with me and my podcast, I like to talk about shit that we don't talk about a lot. Y'all been seeing a lot in the news and in the media about women and athletes with the Olympics and basketball and track and everything. So I don't know how that applies here, but this is a conversation I wanted to have and super excited because this is my family. So, Latrina here, Coach Gunnels, as you all may know her, was married to my first cousin, Marlon Gunnels, R.I.P., Party Marty. And that's how I know her, and that was what year?
Oh my God,
How
we got
long?
married in 2004.
God damn!
no.
And how old am I? I'm 25, so if y'all got married in 2004, that makes me, how old am I? 25. Okay, cool.
Because
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
It's been a long time.
we be off on some of these years.
Wait, you was 25 when they got married?
I'm 25 today.
Oh, me too, me
Okay,
too,
yeah,
me too.
yeah. That works.
Today.
That works little cuz.
Oh, my fault, my fault.
So I've known this woman for a very long time.
Yes.
She entered into our family
I came in like
with a vengeance.
like a storm, not a lamb, a storm.
She wasn't taking no shit. And she quickly became my cousin. We got the type of family that your mate is going to be kin to me whether they like it or not. So whether she liked us little girls that were teenagers when we met or not, she had to love us. She's grown on us. And then
Yes.
they had 3 beautiful children. Bree is one of them. Trina, you were an athlete yourself.
Was.
Okay,
Was.
okay.
I unfortunately, I don't feel like I had the same platform or even some of the same resources as young ladies have today. Just to know that when you play basketball, the possibilities are endless. Like, basketball can unlock everything. And I played beginning just because I could. Then secondly, I was pretty good at it.
Humble. The humble hustle,
Sorry.
y'all.
Let me go back to the title. Onlookers thought that I was pretty good.
You can still be honest and be humble.
What now? Did your stature play a part in any of that? Did they assume because you were tall, slim, you should be playing?
I think so,
basketball?
of course, yeah. And then, of course, it was track because I had long legs. So you got to be fast. And mine, I didn't have endurance. So track wasn't my thing. But basketball, even on a bad day, I knew I could play basketball.
Okay. Pop your shit. Pop your shit. All right, so you definitely did basketball in high school. What about college?
College, I played basketball. What I really try to nail into girls now is because I lost my scholarship based on attitude. I know it's hard to tell now, you know.
Oh shit! My water almost came out my nose, y'all.
But my attitude at the time, back to the title of humble, I felt like I was so good at what I was doing. I could listen to the coach just a minimal amount. I didn't have to do a lot of things the way some other players did it because I was quicker at it. So I was humbled my third year in college when I had a little incident, off court incident, that the coaches did not allow me to keep my scholarship and continue to play basketball. So my career ended abruptly and not by my wishes. So and today in coaching, I try to drive that attitude thing, try to drive it home because attitude can make or break you. And it can allow people to invest in you or pull their investments back. So that's why I say I didn't have a lot of what some of the kids have today. Not even like what Bree has. She had me, of course, which when you miss out on so much, you hope that the next person picks up the baton and take off. So it was grateful to have her and her be very, very humble.
Totally opposite of you. Right?
Totally. Like, on the court, I was hell. I was definitely.
So it was the cockiness.
It was
that made you believe, and it's kind of crazy because we were just talking about my son earlier, and people being so confident in what they have, who they are, their abilities, and you said you kind of listened to the coaches a little bit, but maybe you were hearing them, not listening to them, and still doing whatever the fuck you want to do.
I was.
Okay.
I was.
And that happens with kids, period.
Yeah.
And as a parent, we definitely are reminded
Definitely.
that often. So when your scholarship ended, did you actually end your college?
No, I stayed one more year, but of course it was hard for me to stay away from home. So financially crippled, so I had to come back home and finish my education here. Unfortunately, I fell a little bit short of getting my bachelor's degree. I did get my associate's degree, but I'm hopeful to go back and finish that.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
For real? Wow,
We learn something new every day, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Sounds like she didn't know her mother was thinking about going back to school. And how do you think that affects, as far as people that do go to school on scholarships and only focus on the athleticism and not the academics because they're only really there for ball?
Right.
How do you think that plays into what you've taught the girls and your children on how to navigate that?
Oh, man. I feel like the biggest difference, especially with me, you didn't have the social media part. You didn't have the platform where anybody could see you, good or bad, at any moment. You didn't have where students actually got paid for being athletes. You didn't have a lot of that. So the hunger was a lot different. Like, you were actually trying to change your situation.
You were trying to get seen.
Yes.
Because back then, a recruit had to come to the school.
Absolutely.
That's the only way they're going to see you if they don't live in the city you're in already.
Yeah. And unless you send them a VCR tape.
Then they got a shit pile of fucking tape that they got to go through.
And it wasn't, let me rewind.
What year was this again? God damn.
You couldn't rewind to the part you wanted to see. You had to watch all the bad, the dumb shit. You had to watch all of it. So I really feel like I think like coaching, but still being a parent of a relevant athlete, it brings me forward to closer to the kids I coach. As far as age-wise, because, of course, I'm way older than all of them. So, I feel like still having, like, a player that's mid-20s, going through the college, going through the recruiting, still in a today where you have the NIL deal. You have kids that basically can get seen from Instagram. You have all these things that weren't a part of my day, but I'm educated as to how they work, how
Because of
influential
her.
they are because of
So
her.
you riding on your daughter's coattails.
I wouldn't say riding. I would say
swag surfing.
yeah,
I'm bringing
retiring on them.
But that ain't that what we want?
That
we
is.
want
Yeah,
our,
that's not
we
bad.
want to. We missed out on some shit.
Absolutely.
We want our children to do what we didn't do.
what
We
we
want to
didn't
give
do.
them what we
Yep.
didn't have. We
Yeah.
want them to fucking retire.
That's
So
right.
we ain't gotta work
That's
no more.
right.
So yeah, that's definitely the ultimate goal.
Right.
And then you met somebody who was also an athlete in his heyday.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry guys, that handsome hand right there, it belongs to my husband.
Oh, okay.
I would say he's off limits, but he's not. So just DM me if you're interested. I'll post a picture under the video, guys. Yo, we need some money.
I know.
I'm just saying, like I ain't got a professional basketball. We got 7 kids. Ain't none of them professional basketball. We gonna have to make it work. We just gonna keep
One of them
manifesting.
might be.
Listen, they might or they might not. So either way, we might have to start selling things we don't
I
sell.
tried to get Taj involved.
He actually hooped the fuck out of me.
See, that's what I'm saying. He looked like he walked like a hooper.
He's definitely. I need to get.
Yes, let's talk. Come on.
She's a coach and she will help you
Yes.
if you need help.
Yes.
Bree has been helping, but she about to go overseas and do her shit. So we gonna get to that in
We
a
got
second.
some time, though.
Yeah.
We got some time.
Yeah.
You met a former athlete.
I did. I think like I don't know.
How did y'all meet?
Blind date. Blind date. Crazy blind date. A friend of his was dating a best friend of mine, and he just so happened. Now I don't really know if he's supposed to be in the market, but he was out here.
Party.
So,
If you know,
yeah,
you know.
Okay. So we hung out. It's so funny because our hangout was actually like just friends by music.
Oh,
It
that
was one of those things like, you want to link up? Let's link up. Let's hang out. I'm going to be with my friends.
Hang
out. But you can hang out with us. And that's how we kind of started. And it just, we was inseparable. I think he didn't want to leave me, and I didn't want to leave him. And it just snowballed. But I think what really got me was being a part of the Garlingtons. You know, the Garlingtons they're an entity of their own.
Let me Google what entity means because here we go. So my maiden name is Garlington. Marlon was my first cousin. And we have always had a bond that meant fuck your friends,
Yes,
you got cousins.
you got cousins.
And if anybody, I'm 41, if anybody grew up around that time, we had friends, but we didn't need them.
Yeah.
Our cousins definitely didn't like when we had them. And, I mean, dinners at grandma's, holidays, all the things. So all of a sudden, my cousin starts bringing around this person that we didn't know. She had a little bit of a smart mouth. She didn't like us for whatever reason. She tells us a different story every time. But they get married, and they have 3 daughters. And, again, Bree is one of those daughters. But we definitely had a bond that people would look at and envy. And once you were into that family, you were into it. You could, it wasn't no, my cousin been gone since 2006. We'll talk about that. But you can't shake us off. This is 2024, so nearly 2 decades later, and I'm only 25, y'all. Do the fucking math. 2 decades later, we still rocking. And this is my biological cousin, so, you know, but yeah, that was definitely something, you know, when matriarchs and patriarchs pass and leave, we struggle as black families and black communities keeping those family ties together. Yeah. My family has definitely struggled, but we always come back. Yeah. Life be lifing, kids, marriages, all those things, and we come back together. So y'all got married, y'all had these kids, and in 2006, my cousin was shot. At 6902, formerly known 6902, is now the 6th Lounge. And Christmas Eve, he was shot. Christmas Day, he passed away. And that left Trina with these 3 beautiful girls God damn it, I'm such a punk bitch. This was not the plan for today, guys.
You probably haven't said it in a long time.
I haven't said it in a long time.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because for a long time I wouldn't go in the club.
Yeah.
And when I finally went in, I went back out. And like 10 years, I'm talking about like last year, 2 years ago, I went back in. And I can never just enjoy I don't like the energy there. And I know why, but so yeah, my cousin's gone. He's been gone since 2006. Latrina became a widow, and she had 3 daughters to raise. No damn fucking testosterone in the whole house.
None. Oh, God.
Like,
not even invited.
Still not.
Them cobwebs was like, what? Raising 3 girls by yourself. Right? It was 3. Yes, 3. Yeah. Raising 3 girls by yourself from one day to the next. How was your life affected?
Man, oh gosh. I think the first way was originally when it happened, there was, I think, an air of possibility for one that Marlon would live but be paralyzed. So, like, I think the first mission was to, unfortunately, with Bree being the oldest, really commission her to be his legs, be able to like help me with the younger ones, which robbed her. Yes, robbed her of. She was 7, so it really robbed her of just being 7. So we did that for like the first 48 hours, and then after that, he passes away. So I think the hard part was feeling like I had to compensate because they had already had so much taken away. So it's originally, well, let me give, and then you realize that that's not help, that's not teaching them nothing. That's not really helping them.
And it's depleting you of everything you have.
Absolutely. And so then you turn it around where, well, let me teach hard lessons. But now your kids don't have anybody ever to hear yes from.
The emotional.
Exactly.
Because your emotions are getting...
Correct.
They're disappearing as you become...
Absolutely. More independent.
As much as you think they need.
Yeah.
Trying to take the place of a whole human being.
Yes.
And having to work harder to do that.
Yes.
With less income.
Less income.
Less resources.
Yeah.
Family, for sure.
Yes.
But still being a prideful black woman.
Right.
Who's used to getting it done.
Yes.
Getting it done.
Yeah. And, you already had somebody to lean on. And even if your secrets were the worst, you had somebody else that would at least keep them for you. But now you got to open up, because when you need help, it's one of the most uncomfortable places you do. And unfortunately, you got to let people in because they want to know. I don't think it changes how much they want to help. Right. I think it just changes what they know.
Explaining why you need help.
About
what situation you're in.
Yeah. So I think, just bouncing out of trying to figure out how not to put too much pressure on my kids, but also not allowing them to lean on what was already a statistical stereotype. So trying to make sure, because like society is already going to give you single black female household.
They're going to count you out.
Right. And all those other things. She didn't have a dad in the home, so she acts like this. So you got all these things that you're trying to dismay. You try to discredit all these little different things as the girls grow up, but you miss still making sure that when it's all said and done, they understand how to be a wife.
They're well-rounded.
Absolutely. They understand how to be a nurturer. They understand how to forgive. So you miss those things because you can't show that. You ain't got time to be running around.
I got time for this shit. I got shit to do.
I
gotta
gotta
be
vulnerable.
I gotta pay the bills.
Exactly.
I gotta pay the rent. I gotta do all these things.
Exactly. So.
Which in turn, and I feel like at that time, this was gonna come up. It was actually gonna come up for you, Gregory, but like at that time, mental health wasn't a thing.
No.
Depression wasn't a thing.
No.
Oh, it was.
It was.
But it wasn't taught to us.
No.
It wasn't mentioned in school. Our parents didn't talk about it because they didn't really know about it.
Right.
Because my first thought is like, who do you lean on?
Yeah.
When you are giving everything you have
Yes.
and trying to be everything you think they need, because parenting is the worst, best job in the whole wide world. I would say worse because everybody know me now. Fuck them kids, fuck them kids, fuck them kids. Anybody who don't know me thinks I hate my fucking kids. Anybody that do know me knows Shauna's gonna do whatever the fuck she want to do. Her kids are well taken care of, which is why she's doing whatever the fuck she wants to do.
Right.
But she also focused on herself. Day one. Oh, you want your baby? Here, you can take him. Oh, you want your grandbaby? Here, you can have him. Because mama gotta have she said it best on Baby Boy. Mama gotta have a life too. Because what happens is if my whole life is raising this person, this baby, this human, then when that human leaves and goes to college and goes to pursue their dreams, then my only title of being mother is gone. So who am I? I'm a woman before I'm anything else. And as a woman, as women, as black women, as black, prideful, confident women, we struggle with a lot. So you went from a situation where you had this family to now you have to figure out how to make ends meet, how to raise these girls, how to try to replace a person that is irreplaceable, which was like, I mean, you want to try, but how the fuck am I supposed to do something like that? So then trying to navigate through life in this new reality of yours. And also knowing that that person, I believe, still is walking the streets of Kansas City to this day.
I believe so, too.
To this day. And when he got apprehended, it was something on some totally
drugs,
irrelevant.
some drugs that they said would probably have a stiffer sentence than the murder. So he probably would never get charged for the murder.
The murder of a black man. The murder of an innocent black man, y'all. This is Christmas Eve at a nightclub in Kansas City, Missouri, when a man and a woman have an altercation, and the man shows back up to the door with a gun and shoots the whole club up. That night, I believe 3 of my cousins were actually in the club. Marlon suffered the worst, and it ended in the loss of his life. And to know that the person who did this to him got a slap on the wrist, and they were more concerned with drug charges, tells you what the America KKKA we live in, and that shit's real. The value of our lives aren't important, and we know that. So new norm, navigating through new norm. These children, the oldest of them. Bree, where you fit in all this?
You know what? Some of the stuff y'all said today, this is my first time hearing.
Really?
I never knew there was a person of interest. I didn't know. I didn't know that the time frame was New Year or Christmas Eve and New Year's. Well, I knew he passed on Christmas. I didn't know it happened.
It happened Christmas Eve or the day before?
It happened on the 22nd.
The 22nd.
Oh,
okay.
I thought it seemed, but I do remember, like you said, Mom, the preparation for possibly being paralyzed and what that would look like, and as young as I was, I'm like, dang, Bailey can't even walk. Brittany could barely, she might have been 3 just talking. So, it's interesting that as young as I was, I remember feeling a big responsibility after all that happened, especially we were still with Grandma and Granddaddy and them, so I just felt like everybody needed me. And as little as I was, that's crazy to think. But yeah, I feel like that created like a mentality that I have today, like everybody need me type of thing. But as young as I was, that's crazy.
No, what's crazy is what type of parent raises a child that is so mature that they even have those thoughts. Like we question our abilities as parents based on us, based on our children, their decisions, but that's not normal for Bree to even have that thought. So well done, job well done, job well done. But even at that age, her being able to reflect on that, like, big responsibility for a baby. You know what I'm saying? And something that nobody controlled. Nobody could have controlled what happened that night. That was taken out of everybody's control. So you're growing up. Did you even realize your mother and your father were athletes? Did you know that?
When I was young?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I did. Well, I feel like I knew you played basketball when I started playing.
Yeah.
You start telling the stories about your high
But
when I was a young
I
jit.
feel like that's and the lady, Coach Erica said, your daddy used to say you was gonna play basketball.
Yeah.
She used to tell me that, so I
Yep.
think that's that's when I first put it together. But no, I
Yeah.
don't think I knew for real,
Yeah.
and I didn't believe you was good.
Yeah.
The
really did.
disrespect.
I know.
I just said she did a
Literally.
good job raising this girl, and here she go.
I do now, but I didn't used
Yeah.
to.
I had to recently show her.
You had to break some ankle. But no, yeah, as a kid, so did you feel like you had to play? Was that something you just wanted to do?
No, I just liked it at first. Yeah, like we had that little goal at grandma's house. I used to always be out
Black
there.
people always count something little. Why had to be a little goal?
No,
That goal was not little.
Not the little goal.
That
No,
goal was a
actually,
big goal.
no, it was at Linda's across the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's when we first started playing. But I didn't know nothing about the organized part, but I just liked playing. So then I remember this man gave me this little flyer, and he said, you should go to this tryout.
Little.
Dang, it's a habit now.
Black
But,
people, quit calling people shit little.
I know, make you sound like a hater.
You and your little
Yeah,
dick.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Your
That
little
ain't
shirt,
little.
got your
Yeah.
little shirt
Your little
on.
new job. You and
Right.
your little husband.
Okay.
It was a
Your
big
little-
flyer because it led to something big, you know.
So
But
you
yeah,
went to a tryout.
yeah, he gave me the flyer. I went to the tryout, and that was like my first piece of the organized basketball part.
How old were you?
Fourth grade, like 9.
Yeah, 4th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, is that 9 or 10?
I don't know,
Yeah.
math. I went to the Kansas City Public Schools. I can't even count. Don't ask me.
Me too. I feel like I was 9. Yeah,
9.
yeah.
When but middle school, did they have teams in middle school?
At Ace, they didn't.
But you were playing
she,
for it.
Yeah, so she started off at Milton Moore, but this is what's crazy because
Milton Moore had a team. I
they
forgot.
did. But remember, the lady said that you weren't good enough.
Yeah.
What's her name? Say her name,
I
Bree.
know her
Say her
name.
name.
Oh man, she used to be a
Coach Horning or something like
yeah,
that.
Yep, Coach Horning.
Horning.
Coach-
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
yo, hornball. Don't you ever.
But no,
Don't
she
you
done-
ever.
She switched up since then.
Of course.
Yeah. She done seen me since then.
I kind of take it back, but I kind of
Yeah,
don't.
she did. Yeah,
She
when
did. I
got to high
forgot about
school.
that.
Yeah, and then her half sister, her mother, she was playing basketball for the I think the Blazers, which was a really big AAU team. And I was asking about getting Bree in, getting her in, and she said that it was real expensive and the kids were really good, so Bree probably wouldn't be able to make the team. I had another coach, which was a good thing. Another
This is
coach.
real, though. This is how
It is,
works.
it is. She was like 9, 10. Another coach, we went to the tryouts, which Bree was real shy. She wasn't like out there go-getter. And he pulled me to the side and he was like, my organization is really expensive. And I can't
Again.
see, yeah, I can't see your daughter getting a lot of playing time. So before you waste your money, I want to go ahead and give you the option.
I mean, that's real, I
Take
guess.
it.
Backing out.
Yeah.
But why was everybody saying how broke you was? like what?
It was that single mother syndrome. Because
Yeah.
like I'm telling
Damn.
you, the organizations are preying on these single mothers. I promise.
Like, they
you.
let kids sit on the bench now, take their money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The two-parent home kids.
At one point, but not you, bitch. At one point, when they trying to move you out?
Yes, yep. Senior Bree's sophomore year,
Yeah.
they was trying to move us to Grandview, Shawnee Mission West. What was it? Park Hill.
You mean like move your home
Yes.
and cover expenses?
Correct.
Which is, I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, but that's not legal.
Not normally. Normally somebody would lose their
And
eligibility.
it would have messed up my college.
It would have messed up eligibility.
stuff.
Like, I feel like it would have messed up recruiting some because now you take a big fish, no,
No, ma'am.
not bragging, but you take a big fish in a small pond and now put them in a pond where they look just like all the other fish.
Where you bring them down.
Yep.
So what made you not take those offers? Because I don't know. I mean, you gonna pay for me to move somewhere
Right.
that's in a more favorable place than where I'm at now.
I know.
Why do you turn that down?
Man, it's crazy as the parent, but it was Bree. Bree was never, she was never chasing the waterfall ever. Never like None of
The
that.
humble hustle.
All of that, like dangling in front of her.
Didn't do shit.
Didn't do shit. Now me, I'm like, man,
You still trying to win this shit?
You want to go?
man, yes.
Yeah,
How's y'all living at Bree?
We was living off.
Apartments?
No, we
Or
was
James
living
A.
off
Reed?
James A. Reed Road.
Okay, you wouldn't want to go to Shawnee, Michigan.
She didn't. That's what I'm saying. Didn't know the deal.
So if you don't live here, you don't know. But we are in Kansas City, Missouri. Has a bunch of suburbs. Kansas is literally a walk across the street. So Shawnee, Michigan is a very nice neighborhood in Kansas,
Kansas.
which is also maybe 20, 15 minutes away from us. So super close.
Yes.
But and I said that to say, like, as far as ineligibility or risking anything with something in the future, how would you have known that?
I know.
Because they didn't present. They didn't say, "Hey, if
know.
you take this, I'm gonna." You probably won't get
True.
that far because when they find out, So how many parents have dealt with that, or maybe are going through that?
I
Like, how
know.
do they navigate through that?
Yeah.
Like,
The one thing that I can truly say versus me and Bree, like me, I probably would have chased it. I was real loud, very vocal. I like the naysaying on the court, like that fueled me, but I feel like I agitated the situation to make it happen.
right?
And Bree was totally opposite. She just wanted to play basketball, and she wanted her teammates. Like me, y'all can get my rebound. But I loved my teammates in college.
Oh, did you?
I did. I loved them.
Y'all remember that attitude she was talking about? Mhm.
But I was like, we sharing the ball. You done missed 4. You done missed 3. Get my rebound because I'm hitting. So, but like Bree would never be that person. So, in all these different gifts that were coming, I feel like she already knew when she pursued it, she already knew how she wanted it to go. And that
you couldn't
was
interfere with that.
Couldn't interfere.
But that's not
That's
normal
not
for a
normal.
parent
It's
either,
not.
because
It's not. It's crazy.
do as I say, not as I do.
I know.
I'm gonna tell you what to do. You
Yep.
gonna do it.
Yep.
You're not gonna ask any questions.
Yes.
You're not gonna talk
You
back.
right, Sean.
You're not gonna cause a fit. You're
That's
gonna
real
just
shit.
do it.
That is. That's
So
real
you could have
shit.
easily said, "Oh no, you gonna play? You playing anyway? Oh, we just gonna play
Gonna
over
play
here
over-
now. We gonna play over this across this state line with a whole bunch of people that are a whole lot lighter than you."
Yep. And better
And
than
that's
your
what we gonna
teammates.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than the girls that you play with right
Yeah,
now.
so that definitely would have been an easy fucking
Yeah.
sell for anybody.
I know.
So the fact that you put what you wanted aside, because what you want is a successful child, period.
Yeah.
To what level of success you still kind of reaching for your heyday to come back? But yeah, so that's dope. But I remember her telling me that, and I'm like, they gonna do what? Because first of all, when we were growing up, the WNBA, like, I don't know when it came about, but it was men playing basketball, men
And
playing
that was the
sports,
highlight,
men. And so I know in high school I guess we did have a women's basketball team, but it just wasn't.
Yeah. The highlight.
That's not what everybody wanted to see, to be completely honest. So you definitely didn't know that there were those type of opportunities available if that is what you wanted. Kind of like, and me and Trina are 2 different ages by quite a few years, but she's older, y'all, not me. But you definitely, but same different times.
Yep.
We that wasn't a thing, so it wasn't the focus. So to say, no, my daughter wouldn't want that. I'm gonna just stay here in the city and not go to this nice neighborhood and put these kids in better, because all the rest of the kids was going too. Everybody going.
Yeah.
Put them in better schools. So no, I don't want that, because I know what my daughter wants is something totally different.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just do what she would want. And that was what, sophomore year you said? So
Yeah.
she still had a few more years left in school.
Yeah.
Bree, when did you know that you didn't want to just play because you liked playing? When did you know that you wanted more than that?
I knew in middle school, for real. I used to say WNBA too. I used to be like, man, I want to go to WNBA. Just like y'all said, you didn't have like a WNBA to look up to. I think it was early at that time. I'm like, I think I want to do that. And then once I got better, I was like, dang, I might be able to do it. But as far as what I want to say about the school stuff, I didn't go because I was just quiet and comfortable. I liked what I was used to. So people think it was like, nah, you took the hard route. No, it was just me being. I liked what I was used to and what was familiar.
So, and also maybe subconsciously, you did take the hard route. Like that was gonna make you work harder than somebody just giving you something that you hadn't worked for.
Right.
Yeah.
So the humble hustle. I swear to God, I came up with a name on the way to 79th and Truce at R&A Accessories. Shameless plug. This is my firearm store here. And when I was trying to think of a name, I just came up with the humble hustle. This is my little cousin. We are quite a few years apart, which is also why it was exciting to me.
You 25?
Yeah, I'm my bad. We twins. God damn it, we're twins. But I was born first. But yeah, just getting to know her. But I've always known that about her. I've always known that she was humble. I'm not actually sure where she got it from because Party Marty was definitely not humble.
Yeah, see,
And
I
you're
don't
not
think it was humble. You don't think I'm humble?
That would not be the first
that
thing
would
to say.
Not with the rub of the leg.
You're Trina. That's what you are. You're Trina. That's a definition on its own.
But it is a bittersweet, better side of the sword because I lost so much being the opposite of what Bree is. Mm-hmm. Like as I became an adult in my professional world, probably based on my story, people tried to salvage me more. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, you're going too far. Mm-hmm. I see something better if you do this. So, but growing up, I didn't have that. I didn't have, because my mom, she was a Jehovah's Witness, so sports weren't the top tier. Mm-hmm. Right. For her, it was like either you serve Jehovah and go to the Kingdom Hall, or everything else is going to fall by the wayside. So the support when I was teetering, mental or even just physically not being up to par, I didn't have anybody to put me back on track. I didn't have that kind of stuff. So to derail and not know how to get back up, because again, WNBA was, after I graduated, it was still 2 years away in the making. It didn't start till 96. Right. So the will and probably resources to actually get back out there and do it was not there. So
you didn't have it then, but you have it now.
The will?
No, you didn't have what you were chasing.
Correct.
Then, what you wanted then.
That's right.
But you have it now through your daughter. And in my opinion, that would be my choice. Yeah. Because there's no way that you can be a good parent and raise someone to get to where she is, one parent down. Yeah. And like that, congratulations goes both ways. Mm-hmm. Like you can't, Bree's an adult, but you raised her that way. Yeah. You raised her that way for a majority of her life by yourself. Right. And now she has done anything you dreamed of, plus what you dreamed of for her and everybody else. Right. Like, that's a testament to what type of parent you are. And I think that's dope as fuck. Yes.
Thank you.
Get it, Chain. So, you did want to play during middle school. You went to high school. You played ball there. Mm-hmm. Graduated high school. What high school did you go to?
I went to didn't turn into Southeast. I was a senior, but I tell people Southeast so they don't get it confused.
Yeah. African Center.
Yeah, right. It was a whole bunch of names. I just say Southeast.
Yeah, it started off.
They're like, where's that at? Like, I went to Southeast. Dang.
63rd Street.
Right. By the zoo.
Right.
So I remember going to Bree's games, going to see her ball then. That was the first time I probably ever went to see a woman play basketball because in school, I'm starting to feel real bad. We did have a women's basketball team in Central possibly, but I didn't go to the games. Right. I didn't want to go to the games. Yeah. I didn't know nobody was playing.
The boys' games?
Of course. That was the only focus. Like, And no, actually, we didn't have it was volleyball, I believe, or baseball.
Oh.
But going to Breeze games was the first time I ever went to see women play. Period. So watched her navigate her way through school. Senior year, what happened?
Senior year, well, I signed to go to the University of Northern Iowa, and I was like, okay, here I go. What I've been thinking about this whole time, I'm about to do it, and I had no clue what I was getting into, going to Iowa. But it's just like the other school stuff. I'm leaving my comfort zone, so I was thinking about that for years, like before I even committed to UNI.
Wow.
But yeah, when I left, it definitely was a tough 5 years, but it was necessary, and I had a good career, and it led to the dream that I had.
You sound like one of them people when they play games and then the media be like, how did you feel the game? And then you're like, yeah. She's so dope, y'all. Wow, what made you were away from home? Definitely tough. What else made it tough? Do you know what you expected when you were going away to college?
I mean, I think I thought what other people thought. I'm going to read a lot because I got to go to class and I'm going to be up early. I thought the typical things, but the stuff that was actually hard, I did not realize.
Which was what?
Like going to school in the Kansas City, Missouri school district with all black kids, and then I'll walk into a lecture. I'm the only black person in there. And my coach told me that, but I did not. It hit different when
you didn't think Fat Me was Tracy.
It hit different when I actually did, like a lecture, not a classroom, but like 100 people.
Big ass.
Yeah, and I look and I see a football player. It's one black. I was like, man, and that's hard. Like, I didn't realize how hard that was gonna be. And then my teammates were either white or mixed. So we just, outside of basketball, we didn't have a lot in common, and so it was hard to. We spent a lot of time together, so we had good relationships. But to say we were great friends outside of that, we weren't, because we didn't have a lot of common interests. So it was tough. It was hard.
And this isn't because you're racist and don't like people of a different color. It's
Had
just
they been
because
from Kansas City, it might have been different.
Yeah, you've always been in this one place around this certain type of people, and you finally go to a different place that it's not like you went for a day and left. You was gonna be there.
Yeah.
You got 4 to 5 years of commitment,
Right.
So now you're just in a familiar place, which, if you notice, that's what Bree keeps mentioning. She's comfortable. So anything that makes you uncomfortable is going to be hard to just fit into and get used to. What helped you get through that? And how was the college basketball life? So we talked about like how was navigating like friendships and relationships like that. But what about college basketball compared to high school?
Man, I struggled with that too when I first got there. Yeah, actually, like I knew, okay, conditioning was gonna be hard. We was gonna practice an hour more than I was used to. But like I went and we was lifting. I'm seeing these seniors throw around bars. I'm like, oh, conditioning was extra hard. And I remember coach she just had this thing with me. Like she just used to like. It seemed like the cord was shorter with me. Everything that if I did it, the reaction was different than somebody else. I just felt like I can't get right. So my first year, and not to say it's only on everybody else, but I also had a hard time remembering plays. and I was always the star player. So
did you not have that in high school?
I had
did
plays,
y'all not have plays?
No, we had like 5 though.
Oh.
But in college we had 100.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to be fair,
Oh,
when you
Yeah,
they
right.
had plays, but all the plays generated
Were for me.
around
That's another thing. Now
They was your plays.
Yeah, so we had 100 plays, but 50 of them was Bree go over there. So I'm like, that was hard. I had to sit on the bench and watch people that were not as good play only because of the other stuff, not physical ability, but like the other stuff I couldn't get right in the first year.
Yeah. And to think that when somebody comes to find you and invites you to a place to play a sport and pay for your college, you would think that would be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay. You think I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna play? That's what I do.
I didn't realize it was 14 other people that was being told the same thing I was told. So
because it's like you're special. You're a diamond.
Yeah, when you get recruited.
Yes. And it's all about you. You don't see nobody else because ain't nobody else at your school being recruited. It's you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you come into this. You just talked about it like the big fish in
Yeah.
in the pot. Like now,
Yeah.
the big fish ain't big.
That's
no more.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta
Big
go back
fish
to
ain't
being
big.
fresh meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody
Yes.
else. What changed? Like when did you didn't sit on the bench
Right,
the whole
forever,
time?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't do that no more. So that summer going into sophomore year, I came home and I was like, I don't know, I need to do something. But I also studied the plays all summer. And I worked out and everything, but I was like, I cannot sit on the bench next year. I don't care if I just get rebounds or whatever. I just got to do something. So, and then I knew what to expect. I knew how hard, like this time I knew she was going to be hard on me. I knew it was going to be hard. I knew. So at least it was hard, but I knew. I could
Why
prepare.
was she hard on you? Why do you think? Because why do you think if they invited you to come and be a part of their team and be a Panther, why was she? Because it sounds like she's picking on you. Like why you?
I don't think it was on purpose. I think she just saw it. She saw it.
She knew that you could do more than you realized you could do.
And she told me that, like, I had a dinner or a breakfast with her before graduation day, and she told me, she said, I didn't realize how hard I was on you. And she said, I used to see your teammates cry in practice. She said this one time, and I was so glad she said it. She was like, y'all all cry. Bree hasn't cried her whole 5 years, and she should. I'm like, you know? Like, I thought she didn't notice, you know?
But she's
knew.
always
And
noticed.
she sat back and was like, I was hard on you. And she was like, I just saw it. And then I told her before I went there I wanted to play, I said WNBA, but play professionally. So she knew what I wanted. So she just, accidentally pushed me a little bit more.
No, she intentionally did it.
She did.
She intentionally did it, and to know that it's not because I'm the only little black girl here.
Right.
It's because I'm a professional basketball player, and she knows that. And somebody else might have been there because they just needed a free ride and they like throwing the ball around.
Yeah.
I do think it was a little bit about being the only black girl
It
too,
was.
though. Yeah, just a
But
little
because,
bit.
but because she was
she said it.
racist, or because of
No,
something
no.
else.
Because she was black.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
plot twist.
yeah. Sorry, we didn't say that part. We didn't say that part, but yeah, she wanted it for me too,
She
like
got you.
She did.
above not above, but you know,
Was she
If
also
anything,
an athlete?
she was.
She was. She was a
Yeah.
top tier athlete.
Yeah.
She was.
So
But
she was you.
She was. But
Yeah.
I feel like when I talked to Coach Warren about it, she opened my eyes to a few things. Like she told me that Bree was being very inconsistent in practice. So I got my child that's away from home, struggling, trying to figure it out, and nobody's giving her real answers. And she said she struggles with consistency, and she doesn't know plays. She said, but a lot of kids that come from inner cities, because they normally have one or two dominant players. So those players don't learn how to run plays on offense or defense. She said, so it did her a disservice by being the best player and no one teaching her the other elements
That
of
she
this
needed
level.
to become a
Of
good
this
player.
level. That's
Yeah.
right.
So the
At
crazy
college.
thing about that is, though, what I've experienced. Where'd you go to college at, Train?
Labatt Community College,
What city?
Parsons, Kansas.
Okay. As far as being in public school and the education piece, I don't know how any other public school is, but you show up and you're gonna pass.
You're gonna pass.
Yeah.
So graduation, I don't know how the fuck people do not graduate high school.
And this
Write your
new-
name on the paper. Back then we had pencils and paper.
Yeah.
Write your name on the
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
But when I got to college and I only went to St. Joseph's, Missouri, I felt dumb as a box of fucking rocks. I didn't know anything. And I've always been smart.
Yeah.
So natural that I didn't really have to try at it.
Right.
Kind of like you talked about athletes.
Yeah.
Like I just showed up. I did my work and I excelled. But then when I got to college, that wasn't good enough in college. And I feel like we struggle with that period,
Yeah.
going that transition from public school to college,
Yeah.
because our academics aren't sufficient enough. Now you're saying something similar regarding the athletic part about it. What about the school part about it?
I will admit those early classes you take, those placement classes, I'm like, dang, we ain't learned this. But
To see where you're gonna go the next
yeah, when you
month.
see what you want to do. But no, I feel like once I picked my major, it was fine because it was specific. It was like what I liked. Now, had I done, like when I first got there, I thought I wanted to do physical therapy, and they put me in chemistry. And the first day I told my advisor, I don't know what them kids was talking about. Like, we had a project the first day. I'm like, I don't know what was going on. And mind you, I'm doing physical therapy. I didn't know all that went into it.
Right.
So When I switched to sports psych is when I was like, okay, I like this. So now it wasn't so hard because I liked it.
Yeah.
Right. And it feels different when you actually enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, it wasn't so much of not knowing things. It was like writing papers and the format and the length.
We didn't
and
write
like-
long papers in high school either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So then you get to college and it's a minimum word count, and you like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Right.
So it was a lot more work.
A lot more research.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you sophomore year started, you came home, you hustled. So it wasn't that you couldn't remember plays because you couldn't retain the information. You just wasn't used to doing it.
Yeah.
And so you came home before sophomore year, went back. How'd sophomore year go?
So sophomore year, the summer went better. It was hard still, but summer went better. And I remember we started the season, and I think it was the last, non-conference game. And this was during winter break. You know, when you're an athlete, you there while all the kids is gone.
You ain't got no breaks,
yeah. So me and coach was doing an individual, and we got done. It was hard. She like killed me, and I remember we was talking, and she said, "I'm gonna start you next game." Mind you, I didn't play last year.
not
And I
one
said,
game.
I'm starting. And when I went home, I just more so wanted a role. I wanted to play
Yeah.
consistent minutes. It wasn't about
Yeah.
starting. So she said that. I said, man. And I called mom when I left. I remember I started. She said, you going to jump the ball. And it felt like high school because, I didn't jump the ball my last couple years, but I did that, all AAU.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, I'm back to, when I was younger again. I
Normal.
felt
Yeah.
so happy and I felt normal. So now I started to, really play myself because I was back to what I was used to.
You were back in your comfort zone.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
jumping the ball. I was starting. I'm like,
So
man.
you was comfortable,
Yeah.
you became uncomfortable, and then you
Had
got
to
to be
figure it out.
comfortable. It's just a process. I
Yeah.
always say progress is a process. It's always steps going into it. So you playing college ball now. I've only known of the WNBA. I think I've heard of playing overseas before, but didn't know much about it. Specifically about women, just because. And this goes back to how we were raised in a bunch of different ways, but just the focus on men and how that plays out into society as far as relationships, business, all these different things. But definitely something we're going to discuss, but it will never be an even playing field. And as a woman, that's something we always fight against, whether it's professional ball or corporate America or just businesses, period. How do you get to the point where you're playing college ball and then all of a sudden you're a professional basketball player?
So like I said, first it was WNBA. That was my only thing. But as I got older, I realized how small that market was. And sometimes you got to go to a big school to get there. Sometimes it's not about how good you are. You may have to just be known. And I'm like, okay, I go to a small Division I, so I may need. And I was short for my position. I was tall in general, but short for a 4. So I was like, okay. And I remember talking to Coach Warren. She told me, she was like, your best bet to get to the WNBA would be go overseas first and then try to go. So that was, once I was like, okay, I left the WNBA alone. It was still a dream, somewhat, but I was like, okay, I'm going to solely focus on going overseas. And when I graduated, she basically told me different ways I can do it, by going to a combine, signing with people, all that type of stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I found my agent, and I got my first contract maybe a week after I met him, and it was off from there.
Damn!
Yeah, it was quick. It was fast.
How do you find an agent?
Well, I luckily knew one of my AAU coaches just know everybody. I don't know how he know
I know.
everybody.
Your network is
Shout
your
out,
network.
Shout out to Coach Roger,
Coach
but
Roger,
yeah, he just knew. And he used to tell me when I was younger. I used to tell him all the time what I wanted to do. He said, "I'm gonna get you there when it's time." And he came to one of my last college games. He said, when I was mad, I was so mad we lost. He said, "You got something next coming." And he told me that, and we put together a player resume. He said, "I'm gonna send this out." And he said, I got a call back. And it was from my agent. His name is Daniel, and he said he's going to call you in a couple minutes, and I need you to, show him this, send him that, da-da-da, and that's how it worked. And he said, or Daniel told me, he was like, I'm going to try to get you a contract first before I sign you. I'm not going to sign you and you be under contract with me if I don't know for a fact I can help you. So and the next day he called me, he said, I got this team. I'm like, dang, they want me? He was like, yeah, we got 3 teams right now. He said, so sign this contract, da-da-da. So we got that started. I think it was like the 9th of July. I signed with him, and like the 13th, we had the
Bree, this
Finland.
sound like it's some shit missing. Like
What?
you graduated from college.
Yes.
You found your coach told you find an agent.
Yeah.
Do this. You found a fucking agent.
Well, no, he found an agent for me. He liked the profile, and then, but I guess the part that's missing. This is the part that's missing. I forgot.
Or this is a fucking dream come true.
Yeah, it didn't work out that easy. Yeah. But no, I forgot the part where Coach Warren told me I should go to a combine. And I said, okay, how do I do that? She sent it to me, and to register, you pay a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
But this was in April, but the combine wasn't until June. So I graduated in May and went home and started training. And I remember a week before the combine, I hadn't got my schedule. So I texted the lady, and she was like, oh, it's been moved back a month. So that would have been like late July.
Yeah.
So within early July was when I talked to Coach Roger and I found my agent. So I said, once I signed with him, I said, so do I still need to go to combine? He said, no, you got a contract. That's it.
Fuck that combine.
Yeah, that's the part I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
But still, this still seems like there's a loophole somewhere because this all happened within months of you graduating college.
Yeah,
Bree.
yeah.
It did.
Is that normal?
No, it's not normal. We say it so casually, but it's not. And I know that now because I got a lot of friends who are trying to go overseas, and they just jump to asking me who my agent is, or like just want to jump the gun a little bit. And I'm like, man, I had to go through a whole like sending my resume and all that, and it went fast, yes, but there still was a process. And so seeing other people, how hard it is for them to go, makes me realize, okay, I not lucked up because I worked for it, but like I knew somebody that knew somebody.
But your network is your net worth. I just was talking to Tyree about that earlier. Like, who do you know? Yeah. Like, you can send 1,000 resumes to 1,000 people, but who do you know? Where do they work? Who do they know? Who do they manage? Open your mouth. Your coaches knew your dream. They knew what you wanted to do, and again, like, just had this conversation. It takes a village. There's never no one person raising no kids completely alone. That village may not be the traditional village. It may not be a mama and a daddy. You know what I'm saying? But it's family, it's friends, it's people that want you to succeed. And them knowing what you wanted helped them navigate interacting with you and trying to get you what you wanted. So don't get it twisted. That's a fucking fair. That part you just added, that didn't change my mind. You wanted it. You've worked for it. This has been since middle school, so it's literally been your life. You signed a contract to go to where the fuck is Finland? Where is it?
Finland is like towards the bottom part of the country. I can't even. You know how big Europe is. I think it's at the bottom.
Oh, it's in Europe. Let's start there.
It's in Europe. Yeah. I just don't know
Did
where.
You have
exactly.
a passport?
Before, yes.
You did? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God damn. So you worried about going from Kansas City to Iowa.
Right.
And then you gotta go from Kansas City to Finland.
Mm-hmm.
So
things was much different this time around. I was used to being home, and I knew how much I wanted to play basketball. I'm like, the alternative is going to Kansas City and not playing. So I'm okay with going.
And that's not.
Yeah,
that's
I didn't know what I was going to do. Even now, if somebody said you can't play no more, I don't know what.
Text it down, Lord.
Because Bree does not want to clock in and out.
At all. And I do that now, but it's like, but yeah,
I think it's a little different.
Yeah, when you know you got something coming. But yeah, I did not want to do that, so I knew I was okay with that. And like I said, I was used to being away from home, and I was used to being uncomfortable by this point. So I was an adult. Like I went from 17 going to school to like 22.
Gotcha.
And so I was like, okay, I'm okay with that, and I embraced being uncomfortable at that point.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to cry. Finland was your first contract.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happened?
I played in Finland. Now Finland was an interesting place.
It was interesting.
It was.
Interesting is an interesting word. Why are y'all supposed to take that?
Because it was like one of the safest places in the world from like when I researched it. And the people are not like, they don't talk loud. They don't get upset. And I can remember I called because her bags got lost. And I'm talking to the lady, and she could understand English but not speak English real well. And I'm like, what the fuck? And she said, ma'am, the bags are lost. Why are we yelling?
Because, bitch, it ain't shit we can do about it.
Calm that shit down, because that's not going to help.
Yeah.
So stop yelling. And it was like, dang, yeah, you're right. You know?
And that's how they live their life. I feel like it's older people and families. It's no in between.
No in
Everything's
between.
real quiet and slow.
So Iowa, you were the only black girl, woman, blackish. Yeah. But Finland, what are you the only of there?
Well, in Finland, I had 2 American teammates. They were black girls too,
Yeah,
so that
that's
helped.
right,
But
that's
we
right.
were the only black people in that area, outside of maybe like army, like people that were in the army.
Military base.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, it was just us 3.
But does that make you automatically BFFs with the only other black
Yes,
American
I
people?
love them. That's why I said it was interesting. That's why I said it was interesting. Like, I wouldn't want to go back to Finland, but I would have loved to be their teammates again.
Right. But how crazy is that? Because in Iowa, you said the only thing you and your teammates had in common were basketball. And so now you are in Finland and you have basketball in common, but you also, they just so happen to be black women too. Like, but that still does not automatically mean you are gonna get along with somebody.
That's
like,
true. That's
like
true.
I'd totally be with the opposite person if you know the energies don't always match each other. So y'all don't get to play each other anymore. Well, they're on different. Did they stay there?
My college teammates, most of my teammates when they graduated, they didn't play no more. So they
And what
just went on
about
to-
when you were in Finland? What about that team that you were with?
Some of them kept playing, went to
Okay.
other countries. But what I was going to what you said too, in Iowa, it was like not only were they white, and they were familiar with most of them were from Iowa as well.
Yeah.
And I think when I went to Finland, we were all black and we all were in a foreign place, so
Gotcha.
none of us were comfortable in that space. So it was easier to be close. They were all from Iowa or Minnesota, and Missouri isn't far from Iowa, but I was the furthest away.
Right.
So
right.
like I think that's the biggest difference. Not just because they were black, but we were all foreign
Gotcha.
to where we were at.
Gotcha. The so this is what you wanted. You've always wanted it. You've manifested it. You did the work. You hustled humbly as fuck. You hustled. Now you are in a space where you're a professional basketball player. This is not only your dream. It is your mother's dream. It was your father's dream. It was your uncle's dream. And it was your grandfather's dream. And it was your crazy ass grandmama's dream too. I love you, Dee Dee. How does that feel to have some of those people that dreamt this for you not being there? And how has it impacted your humble hustle and your journey to become a professional basketball player?
I think hard days are a little bit easier when I know they would have loved this. They would have loved.
Oh my God!
And it makes it exciting to wonder what they would have did at games.
What they would have
would've
said?
yeah.
They would have got kicked out of the game.
Oh, for sure.
For the yelling and the cursing.
For sure. Especially in Iowa, they was not doing that out
They
there.
got kicked out of the city.
Man, they would have said, "I gotta stand up top, where away from the people."
Literally.
But yeah, that's what make it exciting. I wonder, like, man, what would that have been like had they, or how? Sometimes I think, man, would I have went to Iowa had my dad been alive? Would he say, "Girl, don't go to Iowa," or would Granddaddy say, one of the other schools that were recruiting me, would he have liked that better? Or I just sometimes think what would have been different about it, because I do think it would have been different. I think it was only like Iowa's everything that happened there was necessary for like the life that I.
For you to get to where you needed to be. And I'm sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit. So Marlon was my first cousin. His brother was Terry, who passed away as well. And their father was Alvin, who passed away as well. So within
5.5 years.
And then if I can add my grandmother to that,
I know.
it was...
Because Miss Garlington passed away in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was my grandma. It was her grandma. It was her dad. It was her uncle, and then her grandfather.
No, Mr. Gunnels and then Terry.
Okay. So within a very short period of time,
Very sure.
playing now, thinking what they would have done, what they would have said, how they would have been, but you being a woman, you growing up, how was their absence affected anything you've done up until now?
Dang. That's a great question. That is a great
Somebody
question.
should give me a degree. I think I should be a therapist.
I think they shaped it all. They put it all together. I think my original nervousness to go to Iowa was because I was the oldest, and like Mom said, I felt a responsibility, but I knew that they would have encouraged me to go. So like that, they played a part in that decision. Stopping playing and knowing that I had a lot in the tank, they encouraged that because I'm like, they would have said, go to Finland. Where, Brittany and Bailey are fine. Mom is fine. So, yeah, they kind of encouraged. They was like the next step to everything, I feel like.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, y'all. Why didn't you stay in Finland?
Well, normally for overseas, you get like a 1-year contract normally. So you can get more, but that's normally at higher leagues like Euro League and above. So that was top league in that country, but overall, normally in those type of leagues, you get 1 year and you move on.
And then so what'd you do when you left Finland?
So I left Finland, came back here for a little while. What I do? Came back for the summer, hustled humbly. Then I went to
New shirt alert.
I went to Luxembourg for my second contract.
Where's Luxembourg?
Luxembourg is also in Europe. Now Luxembourg is close to France. I feel like that's a better.
Okay.
Yeah, and Germany.
Is
Okay.
Right, yeah, it's right.
How did it feel to come back home as a professional basketball player? Did anything change
with me or people
with you, like being at home? Do people come up to you? Do they treat you differently? Do you treat them differently? Like, don't talk to me, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I feel like I wasn't different, but people that I knew, like people that I grew up with, or like people that I went to school with, when I would see them out, it was different. But then I was a star in high school, so it felt like that again.
She's been a star her whole life.
But like when I left for Iowa for 5 years, I didn't feel like a star. Yeah. So then when I came back, I'm like, they like, but you signed, what's so good? So if I got that again. But as far as me, I feel like I was no different, but it did feel good. But I expected it, so it was like I'm just me,
What there's been a lot of discussion about professional women players' compensation. We kind of talked about the presence of men and how that works earlier. How do you feel about that? And is it what you expected it to be?
Well, overseas basketball salary for women is normally higher than WNBA, starting out at least. But I do think people get the argument confused. They think that women are asking for what men get, and I think they're just asking for more.
More, period.
Yeah, we're not asking for $304 million. Like, that's not necessarily.
Why not?
Not yet. I feel like eventually. I feel like right now we're not equal yet, and that's okay. But I think they just want more. And so I think people get that confused. But a lot of women deserve more. But they are making a lot more than they have in the past because of popularity, and then women got shoes now and commercials, and now I think we get to see them outside the court, and they like, dang, she's pretty, she's a little bit girly.
She has a personality.
Yeah, so now she's not just a basketball player, and I feel like that's what's helping them make more. But they do still deserve more. We deserve more.
Okay, yeah, because you're definitely a part of they. How does the controversy about the women athletes, the Caitlin Clark, the Brittany Garner, like, are you, and this is weird, I'm not going to ask you because it's dumb, like, we already know the answer. She doesn't think she's more important than anybody else. She doesn't think this celebrity status of being a professional basketball player is going to trump anybody else. But what did you think about when seeing Brittany Garner and seeing everything that went on with her? Like, how did that affect you? I know when we see, like, black men get shot or black kids get shot, sometimes it's not, it happened to me. It's just that it could. So how did you think, like, about how that all happened?
Well, I was a big fan of Brittany Griner since I was younger, so it was weird that now she was most known for that, and I hated that because Brittany Griner was nice, still is nice. Like, people don't even know what type of basketball player she is, but I think it was avoidable, and I hate that she was in that situation, but it also wasn't as bad as they make it. I think their laws are a lot different than ours, so like she didn't deserve 10 years for that.
Yeah,
regardless.
their laws are strict, but then that's
crazy.
people will
Crazy
argue.
work.
Then you should be aware. We kind of
Yeah, and that's fair. And
we're
she'd
in a
been
gun
there for a
store.
long
We
time.
talked about
Yeah.
taking guns to a different state. If I take it
Yeah.
to a state that doesn't reciprocate my conceal and carry, I'm
But I
fucked.
feel like people. I think it's fair that was their law, but I'm like, okay, so if they had LeBron over there, y'all wouldn't
That
say
was
that.
my next question.
Yeah.
Would that have been the same situation for a black professional
Yeah,
basketball
and the whole
player?
point is she should make enough in the States to not have to go over there. That's the whole. She makes millions over there, not here. That was
Right.
the issue.
That was the
So she
issue.
shouldn't even have to
Yeah.
go there. That was a bigger issue. People made it
Yeah.
about little. When it was about
How much was it?
I,
bread?
I
It
think
was
the thing wasn't
residue.
even full.
Yeah, it
Oh
was.
my
It was like a
residue.
little bit. Like,
Yeah, it was really.
and then
more
she didn't.
residue.
People thought she just tried to get it through. She said that she just forgot. She had been home for a certain amount of time
Yeah,
and forgot it.
she
She
did.
wasn't trying to slip it through. Like, and she
No.
been in Russia long enough to know. Like,
Right.
so I feel like they just made it a little bit different than it. I'm like, man, if somebody else was over there, y'all would not think that,
No.
like, at all.
And
Yeah.
a lot of it, I think, too, was they caught her in the most vulnerable state, and they changed it, like, with her sexuality. Like, they
Yeah.
made it more...
About more than anything
than
but some little bitty
anything.
weeds
Yeah,
that was in
they
her.
did.
Yeah.
But hey, shout out to her. She just won a gold medal for the U.S. While they trying
Okay,
Shout
listen.
trying to talk about it, she just got a gold medal.
Listen. And then sometimes that's all you can do. But like, no shout out to you because we named how many people at the beginning of this episode that counted you out from
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
your mama broke.
Yeah.
She ain't got shit. You can't afford this team. And if I don't want to take your little money she do got because I'm gonna put her
Don't
ass on the
play.
bench.
Right, yeah.
Like
Right, that
so
money
the
going for
over
somebody else.
overcoming the adversary. Like, god damn, but it's crazy, and being a woman is being a woman. If you ain't a woman, you'll never know.
Yep.
But navigating through a lot of this stuff is different for us than it is for everybody else. You have went from being an athlete to raising an athlete to coaching athletes. And just recently became an empty nester. How does all that work for you?
Not really, but yeah.
Ah, man. I know, because Brittany
They
still...
can leave at any
I
given
know,
time.
Brittany
I'm
still
here to
rocking
stay.
with it. I know.
Girl, you don't even live.
I know. I think the misfortune is there is not like a lot of kids like within my midst that are like Bree. There's not, and I don't say that
biased opinion.
slightly, but I say it too because for one, I've been up close to the journey, and for two, her mental fortitude. Like there's not a lot of people that would graduate Southeast and consciously make the decision to go to Iowa. Now, mind you, like again, she's humble. She could have gone to Long Beach State. She could have gone
She
to
didn't say that.
Arkansas State. She could have gone to Florida, UCF in Florida. Now, mind you, all the Long Beach State begged her to come on a recruiting trip. Come, we right by the beach. We don't,
Again, I ask, is this okay?
we don't, and I'm like,
Wine and dine
Bree.
your ass.
And like Bree was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, Bree, you don't want to go to Long Beach State?
Earlier I said it was some shit missing, didn't I? She just hopped over them damn
She
offers.
did.
The humble hustle. Like, how the fuck ain't that a part of this journey?
That's what I'm like, Bree, what are you? You don't want to go at least go check them out? They said you get
We-
5 of these, okay? They gonna take 2 family members. Like, come on.
I'm your mama.
They
You don't even want to check them out, California? Didn't want to. Oh, and then she had the coastal, the Corpus Christi, right there on the fucking
Yeah, on
The shoreline.
right there on the fucking shoreline. I like, you don't want to go. You want to go to Iowa? Are you serious? Like, Bree didn't even want to go check them out, and it's like, how many kids do you take that African Centered School to Southeast High School?
To Iowa.
And I'm gonna do 5 hard ones. I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna do these 5 years in Iowa and then I'm gonna go to Finland. Like there is not like a lot of people that consciously endure, and then you leave Kansas City, you know, like a star, and you get to Iowa and play 11 out of 31 games. Even when your family comes and drives 5.5 hours.
She said, I don't care. You sit
Somebody still got a little salt going on here.
I don't care. She gonna watch the back of your head. Like, you know, it's like there's not a lot of people. Even myself, because I even told her, the coach, when I talked to her, I said, because she said it's a testament of the young lady you raised. And I said, I'll be honest, because you would have sent me home by now. But that's who I. But
how
that's
many
the difference.
people have you raised? You're talking about there's nobody that like she didn't wake up and just pop out like this is what I'm on. Like,
but I can't even say honestly, and I tell Bree this, that I gave her the resilience and the mental fortitude as to what she's endured and overcome.
she watched you go through it, bitch. What are you
Okay.
talking
Okay.
about right
Okay.
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to give a speech.
Yeah.
We speak
It just wasn't
to,
basketball.
yeah, we
Yeah.
speak to our kids every day in our actions, the way we carry ourselves, what we say, what we don't say, what we
That's
do,
real.
who we
That's
hang with, you know, who we call friends, who we introduce them to. They watch us,
Yeah.
and we just so worried about having to tell them what to do
Right.
that we just got to realize we show them what to do.
Yeah.
You have survived more than she has.
Yeah.
And you not giving yourself credit. Maybe she got a little bit of the goddamn humble for you,
Yeah.
because I ain't never seen you in this light, honey. But, yes. So that's what this is. That's
Yeah.
what. And she's not a very calm person, so
No.
there's a lot of yelling and screaming and all that
No.
shit going on.
Yeah.
But you also stepped aside mentally, stepped aside physically, and allowed her to be who she wanted to be.
Yeah.
Not who you used to want to be,
Yeah.
not who you want
Yeah.
her to be.
Right.
Just how she wants. That's all.
That's real.
It doesn't look like that because we don't give ourselves enough credit.
I know.
And there's no way in hell Bree would have got to here without you.
Yeah.
It's just, it
Thank
wouldn't
you,
have fucking happened, God damn it. Shit. I
Thank
hate
you.
when I gotta read
Gotta
these
break that
motherfuckers.
shit
They be
down.
coming in on this show and they be. All right, y'all.
That's right.
Bree, what's next? Where you at? Where you going?
Well, in about 20 days or so, I'll be in Czech Republic next, and that's center of Europe, right in the middle.
Because you know I was about to ask.
Yeah, that's right in the middle.
Hey, back to Europe.
Yeah.
Passport stamps.
Mhm.
Third year of professional basketball. What do you want your future to look like?
I just want season to season to just get better and then make a little bit more money every year. So far,
Now we want compensation. Okay.
Yeah. So far, every season, every contract, I've made a little bit more than the year before. So that's all I want. And I think as long as I perform a little bit better, I deserve that. So, yeah, that's my goal.
Can
for
I
this year.
hold like $2?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
Also, I don't really dream of going to WNBA no more, but I would love a chance to play in the States one day if
Now, and you
That's
you
right.
said something
That's
that I
right.
didn't think about earlier because essentially the WNBA is only locally. It's only in the United States of America.
Yeah.
And you were saying something about them having something that was big, but it just made me think that's international. So you're traveling internet. You're not confined to this one place. So
Yeah.
maybe it's your first step to that step. Maybe it's your first step to another step.
Yeah, or maybe I'll never play. I don't mind as much. But yeah, I think people minimalize the overseas part for whatever reason, but it's still traveling.
I don't think they know. I
Yeah, I
think that
think-
it's
I don't
the
think they
ignorance
know.
and the lack of knowledge and the
Yeah.
lack of
I don't
just
think people
us,
are as good for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
because we only know NBA.
The
Like
NBA,
when we
yeah,
write,
what
yeah,
we
we
see.
don't see those games just
Yeah.
streamed, huh? Yeah,
Are in it, yeah.
Yeah,
But that's,
yeah.
that's somewhat new, though.
Literally.
That's somewhat
Real
new. I think
talk.
people are finally getting it though.
They
like,
starting
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
They are. They
And
starting to get it.
yeah. And if you didn't know, it's because you just don't know basketball, and most people just really don't know. They just see
Yeah.
what comes across the
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
If my guy if Kobe was still alive, especially with where his daughter was headed, girls basketball would be still bigger than what it is.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
led this new
did.
new revolution
He
that's
did.
coming. He was one of the first to sit courtside and
Yep.
shake these WNBA players' hand and
Yep.
say, "My daughter's gonna be here."
Yep.
Nobody was doing. Now all the NBA players is courtside, or they investing in teams. They
Yeah,
wasn't doing that
they
before. And
weren't
I don't
doing
think
that.
people say that, but yeah, he was one of the first.
That's why he should go.
For sure. I know. For sure.
Okay, so Trina, you still coaching?
I'm still coaching.
Okay, Trina's coaching high school girls basketball at Kaufman.
Yes.
She has coached this professional basketball player unknowingly, but she deserves all the credit. This woman
Thank
deserves
you,
the fact that
Sean.
she's a woman and not a girl blows my fucking mind, first of all. But I'm gonna put some respect on her name.
I appreciate that.
Is the epitome of resilience and dreaming what you want and then going for it and getting there. I mean, the story didn't sounded pretty easy to me still. I'm slightly concerned, but she just woke up one day and she was playing professional basketball like ring. A Jerry Maguire head ass like crazy. I am so happy y'all tuned in today. I'm so happy. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Trina, for coming on. They was scared. They didn't know what the fuck was about to happen. This one was really scared because she know I'm just a fucking live wire since they agreed to this shit. But no, I told them I wanted to talk about some shit I don't talk about. Talk about some shit people don't hear about and then spread the word. So subscribe to my page, like, follow, share, comment, all the links to contacts if you need to get your daughter a Kaufman so she can get coached by the best. And this one over here is doing a couple of more sessions, but I don't think, because we didn't mention she came home on her break and then decided to train young basketball players because the humble hustle don't talk about shit she do. Oh, Lord.
Myself,
Never. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.
She's black and vocal, vocal, vocal. She's black and vocal as fuck, vocal. She's black and vocal, vocal, vocal. She's black and vocal as fuck, vocal, vocal as fuck.